Sanvanani Dumelang of Shene. Hello, my name is Oarabile Diphoko here for the Touchline. It is a beautiful Monday evening. However, if you're an England fan, it is a blue Monday evening. On the panel tonight, we have at Mr. Vince __92. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. Very little words today. So pass the baton on to the guy who supports England.
Oh, no.
That is such a lie. We both know that is a lie. But over to Dweezy Original. Dweezy, how are you doing today? I know you are having a blue Monday.
I couldn't get to sleep until like 2 o'clock in the morning because it was haunting me. It like had to sink in. It's awful, man. I hate losing.
Oh, I think, you know what, the whole of the England team can agree with you. But before we get into the Touchline chat, everything football, Mr. Vince wants to say something because he has been an active member of sports this weekend. He's been supporting Wimbledon. He's been supporting Steph Curry. He's been supporting Lewis Hamilton. How was your sporting weekend, Vince?
My sporting weekend was almost perfect, besides Conor McGregor. But in a footballing sense, I won't lie, guys. My weekend was actually rubbish. Messi won. Tonight got an international trophy. And everybody knows on Touchline that I'm not a big Messi stan. I'm a big CR7 boy. So that didn't go well. And then, of course, the Bucks lost another game, but they came back yesterday. So that's also another situation. But yesterday was amazing. It's going to Rome.
Everybody kept hearing home, but apparently they meant Rome.
Jubilation. Because today I feel like Skip Bayless and I'm going to Shannon Sharp the hell out of Dweezy today. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. You are so excited. But you know what? Congratulations to everybody that won awards this weekend. It was a big weekend for a lot of the superstars. Wimbledon, Novak Djokovic equaling that record of 20-0, man. Fingers and toes. That's how much we need to count. How many Grand Slams.
Let's talk about Novak Djokovic for 2 minutes, man. Let's talk about Novak. I know on Touchline. Let's talk about Novak for 2 minutes, man. What an imperious performance, man. Back against the wall. He was one set down. They said, Vin, a little bit better. I'm not even slightly concerned. I know what my goal is. And at the end of the match, there he was on his knee, grabbing the Wimbledon grass and eating it, like how goats graze. Love that for him. Love that for him. Anyway, football, let's go.
There we are. Let us get back into the Euros. Just last night, we had the final at the Wembley Stadium where Italy were playing the likes of England. They kept saying it's coming home, but I think they meant it's coming to Rome. Congratulations to the Italian team. Congratulations to Roberto Mancini, who has brought that team into an amazing, amazing team. Since 2018, they are yet to lose a game. That is 34 games unbeaten. And just last night, they made sure that that record stays as it is. Dweezy, how did you find that game last night?
You know, first 3 minutes, stunning, right? But I genuinely, if I'm going to take the objective, let's look at this game approach. I think England thought they won it after that show goal. I don't think that Gareth Southgate had a plan after that goal, and also don't think he planned for that goal. I think the way he set up the team was shocking. He thought he had the right players on the field to do the job. I think even some of the players didn't come through. I think the highlights out of the England team was Phillips in the midfield. Declan Rice was playing out of his socks yesterday.
Exceptional. He was beautiful.
Kyle Walker, I've never seen a performance like that from Kyle Walker in a really long time. He was also he was the only person trying to keep track of those Italian wingers. And
even Kieran Trippier played well.
Yeah, but up front it was dead. It was so dead. Harry Kane tried his best, but I also just think that I don't know if it was the stage or if it was a fatigue, but Raheem Sterling did absolutely bare minimum in that game to change it up the way he's expected to come into that game and play. And Mason Mount was completely taken out of the match. I said in the semi-final before we spoke about the semi-final that England played in. I said that the weak spots that they could have exploited was those wing back positions. It was going after Emerson. It was going after the right back, and they had the players to do that, and they just they didn't show up. And England had no creativity. They never had any attacking flair. I mean, at the point, I think it was like 65 minutes, they had 2 shots, 1 on target. They had nothing going for them. They really didn't. Yeah. And I think they were just lucky to make it out of that game, just 1-1, and get to that penalty shootout, which was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster class.
Hi, Koki. Welcome.
Sorry, I'm late. Hi, Dweezy. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Cookie.
Oh, she's been wanting you, Dwayne, just by the way, since the last one.
Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. We're here to talk about football.
Don't mind me. I'm also here, but okay.
So,
Vince, I actually want to come to you because, I mean, Dwayne spoke about England's approach and how quickly Luke Shaw got that goal. I mean, 2 minutes in. Yes, Cookie? Yes. 2 minutes into the game, Luke Shaw decided that he's going to have his first international goal in a Euro final. And I'm pretty sure, like Dweezy said, after that goal, they probably thought, no, it's definitely staying home. How did you find that game?
I don't know. Hey, I'm not too sure if I agree with that because, I mean, very rarely do I agree with Dwayne. But I will say that England move in terms of Shaw scoring that final, because just a start, the passage of play in terms of start of the move, Shaw bringing it to the byline, passing it through to Harry Kane. Harry Kane finding Trippier with an amazing pass, and Shaw blitzing past Mason Mount to go and give honestly a near perfect finish right there from a left back in the 3. The guy you don't expect to actually be finishing those chances. Call him, Luke Roberto Carlos Shaw. I thought England set up I thought England were actually all right in that first half. I loved Kane coming in, connecting deep. I loved what they call a low block nowadays, which is just Mourinho's defensive wall. I loved what they did over there in nullifying the Italian threat. I think the Italian threat actually came in the latter ends of the game, where I feel that the tactics weren't wrong. I would go and say Southgate's naivety to trust too much in his players on the pitch rather than also bring in the reinforcements, bring in the subs, and actually being ambitious. I think that's what cost them, because I mean, if we're looking at the nature, the timing, as well as the extent of the Italy goal, it genuinely was a goal mouth scramble, and we would be having an incredibly different conversation today if that scramble didn't happen. But if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. So. You know what? It's just I don't think England should go and be too hard on themselves. We'll go and talk about the issue of penalties a little bit as well. But I don't think England should be too hard on themselves. Actually, they were right that game. It was just a matter of but what do they call it? Oh no, hold on. What do they call it? Weezy and history of the Tottenham. As you bring up Harry Kane,
they're Tottenham their way through that back.
Yes, it's the history. They'll have many chances. Okay, when it comes to the final hurdle, Harry Kane does, and a team led by Harry Kane will go and do what a team led by Harry Kane will do.
What it does.
My issue with their setup was that they thought they were playing the same teams they were playing throughout this tournament. Yes. So they thought that they could set it up in the same way, which is a lack of insight from Gareth Southgate's part, because it's showing that he doesn't know then how to adapt that side to the kind of team that Italy plays. Like the way they play. If you've got players like Jorginho, you've got players like Chiellini, you've got Bonucci in the back, that's a solid 3 pairing in your midfield. It's also then supported by Verratti, which is solid, on the side, which means you need someone creative in that side to break down that midfield and defensive unit. And throughout this tournament, Declan Rice and Phillips have not been those creators. The reason why I said they were fantastic in that game is because every time we saw Chiesa moving forward, or if we saw anyone like Jorginho trying to get those passes off, the first people on them was Phillips and it was Declan Rice. The problem is Sterling. Sterling's not breaking down your team with a pass. He's going to try and run through you. And the entire game, all we saw Sterling do was run into a player and fall on the floor because he thought he could win those free kicks instead.
What
you needed was Jack Grealish on that field, possibly, to not only be able to be skillful on the ball, but also take that pass and move it,
and
switch the play, drive forward, do those things. You needed Mason Mount playing in the midfield, not out wide, because that's where you get the best out of Mason. You don't get good out of him out wide. We realized that watching Chelsea this season. You have players on your bench. Hendo, as much as he's defensive, he can pick a pass.
He's creative.
You don't bring Hendo on so late and then bring him off again because you think Rashford and them are going to kill the penalties, which they didn't. Like, it was a disaster class in trying to break down the Italian side. And I feel that's just that's where they got it wrong. They weren't playing Ukraine, and that's where they got it wrong.
Vince, I want to talk to you about the tactical changes, because Dweezy did mention that the fact that, Henderson and them were brought in way too late. By the time they went to extra time, that's the only time he brought in Jack Grealish. If you are at about 70, 80 minutes into a game, I mean, it's 1-1. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Why do you think he didn't bring him on at that time?
Naivety in terms of your starting lineup, and also I'm going to go back to the ambition behind Southgate when it comes to substitutions. It's not the first time we've seen it. We've seen it throughout the whole tournament. We've only seen when England have completely put a team together, and I'm talking 2-3 nils. That's only when Southgate is more proactive instead of being reactionary in terms of substitutions. And honestly, those decisions were piss poor. If you know, I mean, we're not football naivetists in a sense. We do know football. So if a crowd and the people are essentially their fan favorite in Jack Grealish, in a guy who we literally saw the other day come on, and within 5 minutes he's creating a scoring chance for Harry Kane to go and give him that bolster of confidence in terms of coming out of those group stages. And I just thought I just couldn't understand why you're not putting Jack in sooner. And I get it. You want to keep Sterling on there because he has to go and get that goal, in the game. But Mason Mount, as we said, it almost seemed like England were playing with 10 men because Mason Mount was nowhere. And we're not just going to just talk about the substitution. Yeah, and it's not even just the matter of the substitutions. I mean, I hate to go and jump the gun, but how do you bring on two players at 119 minutes? 119 minutes when there's one. Honestly, I was actually watching that last passage of play. England actually had the ball in the corner, and I thought to myself, if England actually grab this ball back and they go and pass it back to the keeper, by the time that ball gets back to the keeper, it could just be a situation where that full-time whistle goes and those subs don't actually come on because then they can't make the sub. And maybe it should have ended that way because maybe then the guys that should have been taking the penalties would have taken the penalties. And the guys that we trust and I mean with the guys we trust at club level. We're talking on our group that El Ghazi takes the penalties for Aston Villa. Before he took those penalties for Villa, it was Jack Grealish that was taking those penalties. How was Jack Grealish not taking that penalty? When we know he wanted that penalty because he went and confirmed it today. And on top of that, a guy like Raheem Sterling. A guy like Raheem Sterling, who City have had massive in terms of their penalty this season. When Kevin De Bruyne was out, when Sergio Aguero was mid, who stepped up? Raheem Sterling stepped up, and he has buried them before. So why are you, as a senior player, not just manager, kind of put your hand up in terms of leadership and say, listen, Gaffer, I know that I can bury this for the team. Don't go and put it in a 19-year-old and just brought into the system for the first time. Listen to the players. But it's a little bit sad in terms of the management because I feel like England weren't let down by their players. They were actually let down by the decision making. That decision making was by the Gaffer, and that
was because that little thing that he sent on with Marcus Rashford, that little piece of paper that he snuck into Harry Maguire's sock. I blame that little piece of paper for that penalty shootout pass.
Cookie, I think I'm going to bring you into the comment.
We just put them on.
Can the comment by Roy.
Is this how what? This is not welcoming. Hospitality. Come on, Vincent.
You know, Vincent. I don't know tomorrow. What you expect.
When we talk football, there's no time for Romeo and Juliet. Guys, onto Jack Grealish, he wanted the penalty. He wanted the penalty. So as a gaffer, why are you not listening to him? I don't know. If the England team are going to go with unity and the fact that and there's transparency over there and they respect the hierarchy, but how is this information not getting through to the gaffer? So yeah, Koki, over to you, my lady.
Koki, I don't know who you were supporting these Euros, but how did you find that final yesterday?
Oh, not England, I'll tell you that much. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine if they won? Like,
every
not England.
Premier League game, we'd hear it. Every single one, we'd hear it.
Exactly. So my thing is with England, right? And I will always stick to this agenda, is the fact that they are always a star-studded team. They always know this year's the year, this year's this. They had Beckham, they had Gerrard, they had Lampard. You know what I mean? They had Rooney, but they've never really won anything. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And I wanted people
to...
Is Southgate a fraud?
Yes.
Guys, also, but fraud is very... We'll get to that. Right? So my thing with England is the fact that they've always had all these players, right? But then they've never won anything. And I wanted people to see that, and I'm so glad that it happened yesterday. I hope now people actually guys, English football is not what, just because you have all these players in one team, you know what I mean? It's not, it doesn't mean anything. Can they play well together? Management also. No.
You're losing me.
So I really wanted people to see that. So that's why I was supporting Italy.
This England side can win. This England side can win trophies.
No, but we've heard this.
It's the same thing, and we'll bring it when we talk about Copa America later. Brazil fell victim to the same kind of thing. They're putting players on, and they're managing personalities that aren't players who are used to this kind of winning or don't have that same hunger. Sterling didn't look like he wanted to win that trophy yesterday. He did not look like he wanted to win that trophy yesterday at all. Zero.
But then, no. So what's the excuse next time if they don't win? What's the excuse? Because every single time it's the fact that, no, they can, but something happened. Every single time.
Is a winner. John Stones is a winner. Mason Mount's a winner. Jordan Henderson is a winner. All of these people know how to win trophies.
But
not international trophies. Not international trophies.
Gareth Southgate can't bring that team together.
No,
he just doesn't have it in him. He's a fraud.
I will never trust an English international team to win anything internationally because I've seen it. They have proved to me not to trust them. Guys, how do you have the best midfielders, Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard, in one team, and then nothing to show for it? You know what I mean?
Okay. Let me interject. Okay, that World Cup one, we're gonna go into. We'll talk about Fabio Capello the other day. What I will say though is I do think that English football is in the right hands, or not in the right managerial hands. I will say that I feel like this group of players can win. But they got it wrong in terms of management. I don't know if it was Lankadi who went and posted is Southgate a fraud. If you have Middlesbrough finishing 15th, then the following season then finishing 16th, then you're relegating them in the next season, but then you get the English job. I'm just thinking, my goodness, who was on your shortlist, honestly, for that job? It's a little bit perplexing to me. But I will go and say that Southgate has gone and invigorated the nation because of the three small wins that they got in 2000 and 16 or 18. It was 16 or 18, never. But they got three very, very good wins against some aging opposition. And I feel like that essentially kind of floored the English public or the English football fans in terms of, okay, so Southgate can do this now with England. I just feel that it wasn't the play particularly yesterday, guys. We could be having a different conversation today had things got a little bit differently. South, they actually got it right yesterday.
It's funny how things change. Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you the true measure of a player or the true measure of a manager is the ability to go and make the difficult decisions when it matters and for it to pay off. And so for me, the difficult decisions yesterday was, when do you bring on number 7 Jack Grealish? Who are you bringing on to go and take your penalties? And who do you go and put the dying end or the very last penalty? Who you give that to? And I don't know if you guys saw the clip today, but I think it's a little bit of a lack of preparation, because when you see Southgate discussing his takers with I think his manager, you see he
was telling them.
Yeah. So he goes and approaches Rashford, and he approaches, I think it was Sancho, the fourth one, and then goes back to his assistant manager, and they go and have a deliberation of maybe like 5 seconds, and then he nods and he goes over to Saka, and Saka's right next to Grealish, and that tells me that there was the guys that are taking penalties. There should be 5, and as soon as those guys, Rashford and Sancho, came onto the pitch, everybody should have known who was taking penalties. Genuinely, there should have been that kind of guys. If it goes to this situation, who's taking the penalty? So, all to blame. What we're not going to do is blame Black boys. What we are going to do is blame Gareth Southgate.
And Gareth Southgate is saying that he still wants to be in charge for Qatar 2022. So I don't know how that World Cup campaign is going to go. But another thing I wanted to discuss is the fact that we have seen some atrocious penalties being taken in this tournament. Yesterday, we saw nonsense. I don't know what it is about these teams, Dweezy.
Bile, can I tell you what the curse is? If we're looking at the screen like this, I have seen, I think almost every penalty I've seen saved this World Cup is the goalkeeper diving to his left.
To the right. Or is it to left?
Well, to his left. He's diving to his left.
Okay.
But all three of them yesterday was him to the left. In the previous game as well, the Spain-Italy game, it was to the left. It's the same spot the whole entire time. How Pickford wasn't able to pick out a ball that was coming slow as hell. I think it was the third penalty of Italy's. I don't know. I think it was possibly Locatelli taking it, where it went straight down the middle. I even said on my little live that I put up, where I was like, bro, it literally snailed its way down the middle, and you still went, I'm moving out.
Can you really say that, though, after saving what they call unsavable Jorginho penalties? I mean, give us, man.
Come on, guys. Jorginho has missed
Come on, Vincent.
What do you mean? Do more. You need to win the trophy for your team. You're the goalkeeper. Do more.
It's never
but let's get into
that's my
the final thing.
It's never enough for English fans. It's never enough. And Dweezy is an example. It's never enough. It's never good for you. And that's why you guys will always amount to nothing and will never win anything.
All I'm going to say is...
What's going on?
The one thing I will say is I have taken some joy out of the English losing. Because I think the one thing we should speak about is, generally, I have never seen a tournament with more atrocious fans in my life before than English fans.
Also.
English
and there's one thing
Thank you for that.
England deserves possibly losing that trophy. Apart from, we all claimed it was hooliganism and it was a ha-ha moment in the semi-final when the laser was being shone in the That's like a ha-ha moment. But when the England fans take it to like assaulting people in the stadium, beating up people in the stadium, English fans and racism are a single WhatsApp group to the point. They are the biggest single WhatsApp group. And it was convenient for the racists that 3 black people had to miss penalties yesterday because they knew exactly who to blame at the end of that match. And that's the problem. Southgate will never get fired because it's always going to be the black boys of the team who take the slack.
Yeah.
And that's why maybe they deserve to lose. And I'm happy they lost. And we shouldn't forget that Italy has also treated black players badly before. But for that,
Captain, my captain. Thank you for saying that.
Okay, how do you feel when things such as them missing penalties and getting the racial slurs that they've got? I mean, since last night, like Dweezy has been saying that he probably slipped a 2. They've been ongoing the whole day. Those boys have gotten it. It had to be from the red side of Manchester, 2 of the players and an Arsenal player as well. How do you feel about such things?
I don't know how you can't. I see it as the first thing I blamed, and I always blame it as a joke. I was like, Manchester United and Arsenal lost England that final. That's what I said. Because that's what I see I need to take it to. Other people see the need to take it to, oh no, it's definitely, it's because he's black, so he's bad at football, and he missed a penalty because he's black.
And we'll talk about it.
But we expected that. Like, We expected that. As soon as Rashford missed one,
we knew.
We were like, oh no. And then it came to Sancho, and we're like, oh, Man United's gonna be hot tomorrow. But now they're both black. And then Saka happened, and we're like, oh damn, guys.
No, and they just so happened to be. We saw it coming. I wasn't surprised at all.
Yeah, from the red side of life. But you know what? Congratulations to Italy, man. This is such a great foundation for them to build on, considering how far they've come and obviously where they're at right now. The next tournament is the World Cup. We'll see how they go into that one. Yeah, man. Shout out to him, man. I mean, he's done such an incredible job.
And his suits. Because that whole entire managerial staff on that Italian team was decked out in the best Italian team of my damn life.
Of course, you're gonna go in notice fashion, obviously. But from taking a team to 2018 dust in terms of a team that was rebuilding to what he's done with the Italian team. Shout outs to Chiellini and Bonucci as well. 2015 up until now, only conceded 4 goals. Come on. You speak about Chiesa. I speak about the defensive regimen at the back, Koki. We're not the same person.
Oh, are we not talking about goals that actually... never mind. We're not.
I mean, I guess we should. I mean,
I'm not here to fight.
Even though he bowed out a while ago, is still the top goal scorer, as he was back in 2004. We also have Pedri, who won the Young Player of the Tournament. Donnarumma winning the Player of the Tournament as well. Ooh, excuse us. We're going to get into that one because now we're moving into the Copa Americas as well. There we are, guys. Top goal scorer with 5 goals. Imagine, Golden Boot winner yet again, as he did in 2004. And some of the other winners that will be popping up on our screen. Donnarumma, Player of the Tournament. Pedri, Young Player of the Tournament. And so much more.
First goalkeeper to ever be Player of the Tournament at the Euros.
It's crazy. And he's only 22. Like, my issue is that he's only 22. There's still so much more to come from Donnarumma. And as we were saying...
I can't believe he's 22.
He is, and he's never... Listen to this. He's never played a Champions League game, by the way, ever.
It's coming. It's coming next season.
Insane. Now we're moving on to the Copa America that was played in the early hours of Sunday morning. I know Koki is very excited about this one because her goat finally had an international trophy. Man, I think the whole world.
Oh my god! The reason why I'm here. Oh my god. Is that the goat? Oh my god.
That is your goat.
I will be honest, before Cookie and Vince talk about goats, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never seen Lionel Messi have such a bad performance in a final in my life.
And still win Player of the Tournament.
He was dreadful in that final. But it's also a man who has played so many games this season at his age. I think even all the traveling and all that kind of stuff, but he was awful in that final. And for once, his team didn't let him down. Argentina is so well known for letting Lionel Messi down. And I think the icing on the cake was at the end of the game, all of them running like to Messi and basically saying, it's yours, bro.
Dizzy.
This is yours. My God. Like they knew it was his. And now the Ronaldo fans have nothing. They genuinely have nothing.
Before I say anything. No, wait. Can I ask Dweezy a question? Because I'm so happy with what he said. Who's your goat, Dweezy? There's two people, right? I just need to hear your side.
I'm in the Messi camp.
Excuse me?
I'm deeply in the Messi camp.
Messi. Oh my God. Dweezy, where have you been all my life? Okay, Bile, go. Ask your question. Bile.
Yes, Cookie. How did you feel about your goat finally getting the recognition that you so feel that he deserves?
Oh my goodness. Finally. Guys, can I tell you? So before even, I've been so quiet this tournament because I didn't know. I've been so quiet and it was so intentional. Now that he won, because that was the hurdle that was separating him and Ronaldo. And that's the only reason why I really wanted him to win, honestly, because he was seen as, but can he win internationally? And he did. Oh my goodness. And although he had a bad final, he had a good tournament, and let's not forget that he was playing. And he was playing, he was injured. And like Vincent likes to say, like he's old. age does play a part. So we can't expect the same Messi from 2010, 11, but he got an international tournament. I'm so happy. Vincent, you want to say something?
I think he should.
I mean,
before he bursts out.
Are you done? Are you done?
Oh, no. I'm good. No. I'm letting you. I'm giving you like an open space. I'll get back to you. I have a rebuttal.
Cool. So actually, there are too many things that Messi does not have that my GOAT, the real GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo of Madeira has. Okay, it's not just an international trophy. It's also I'm also not gonna go and compare the Copa America to the Euro. Nah, but it's fine.
Excuse me. Stop it. We're not doing this. We cannot.
Okay. We are not doing that. Okay, it is an international competition. But what I will go and say is, for me, in the CR7 camp, there are certain things that I know Messi will never ever be able to go and do. Okay, the ability to go and do it in multiple top 5 leagues, multiple.
Vincent. On that note, can I ask you a question?
Rest. Let me finish. The Premier is deemed to be the toughest and most physical league. My boy coming in from Portugal, doing it here. My boy going to the La Liga, which is your favorite league, doing it there multiple times. Going to Juve as an old man, on his crutches, doing it there. As a 36-year-old Nochal. As a 36-year-old, okay? No, and honestly, if you guys are going to come to me and be like, okay, yeah, the whole world is waiting for Messi. No, we weren't. In fact, he should have starved for longer. He should have been hungry for longer. Because honestly, I feel like he had ample times to go and get this thing done. And you know what?
He still got it. So at the end of the day, he still got it. I don't care how many times it takes him.
I almost see it now. The fact that he's doing it now with these players, when you could have done it with those players, nah.
Excuse me, no, he still has it. So with any other player, at the end of the day, Messi has a Copa America. Messi has an international trophy. I don't care how long it took him. I don't care. It's still the same. They both have the same international trophies, the same number of international trophies. So come on, we're not going to devalue that.
So how do? Yeah. So how are we going to measure? How are we going to measure how great Messi is versus Ronaldo? Are we going to look at Ballon d'Ors, opinion things? I'm asking because I know of a certain Ballon d'Or that a certain Modric should have gone to Ronaldo.
No.
So Vincent, those are your feelings, and I feel like Messi should have a World Cup, but that's fine. You know what I mean? Like these are just
your feelings.
But here's the thing. Hold on. My one thing is that you can say these are my feelings, but I'm saying the winner of the Ballon d'Or is an opinion thing. It's really a vote that you go and
it has become that. To be honest,
a winner of a competition is not a vote.
Okay.
It's about.
Okay. Here's a question. So Ballon d'Or doesn't really matter. Does it not matter? Are we cancelling it out?
It shouldn't. I mean,
Ballon d'Or don't matter.
It shouldn't have counted.
I never said it doesn't.
After 2010, it shouldn't have counted.
After Ribery.
But they do have
when
value.
Wesley Sneijder was subbed that Ballon d'Or, I thought that it's a wrap. Like I went back to opinions and I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore.
So it doesn't matter, guys. So they don't hold any value, like at all. So the fact that a player has a Ballon d'Or means nothing.
Can someone tell the fast break goal that we said it's not a matter of it?
No, because Beelan.
We are just saying that it holds some value, but it doesn't hold the dominating value. That's what we're saying.
So let me play devil's advocate here, right? I think at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when we're looking at who the best is, I think we can only assess this when they hang their boots up. And when they hang their boots up is when they hang their boots up. I think this time will tell. We all know that Messi's 2 seasons behind Ronaldo because that's just facts. So it's either going to be a thing of Messi retires before Ronaldo does, and then it's going to be level field. I think that's when it's level field. If Ronaldo quits first and Messi carries on for those 2 seasons, I think Messi could catch up to the Champions League goal haul. I think Messi could catch up to the trophy hauls. Messi's got an Olympic gold medal. Ronaldo's got the Nation League. So they've all got those little minor international tournaments there. They both have the international tournament now. Messi's ahead in terms of league titles he's won. Messi's behind in terms of Champions League titles because Ronaldo will forever be Mr. Champions League. When we're looking at the Ballon d'Ors, it may be opinion. It's 6-5 at the moment. It's 6-5. It is what it is. But I think it also comes down to like it could even be 7-5 because we know how the Ballon d'Or works. Everybody's screaming that Jorginho should be winning this Ballon d'Or, and they possibly will still give it to Messi because he won a Copa America and he had 28 out of 33 man of the match performances because that's how the Ballon d'Or works. So I can even see sometimes the fraud in it. But also, Ronaldo's not touching 73 goals in a season. He's never going to be hitting that record. He's not going to be hitting the 90s. He's not going to be doing those kinds of things. It's just it wasn't his kind of thing. Ronaldo's never going to be hitting the assists. Messi's not going to be hitting the same kinds of goals. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to who made me enjoy football, who made me enjoy watching him play football. That was me and Messi. When I saw Messi, I said, gang, this is my homie. When you saw Cristiano Ronaldo playing with these little step overs and all that kind of stuff, that wasn't my drill.
My thing also with Vincent, like
I was listening to drill be different. Like that's what it came down to in the end.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let us slow down our horses. That is the Copa America chat. Well done to Argentina for winning it 1-0 against Brazil. Yes.
Can I say one thing about Copa America? Brazil leaving out players like Fabinho and Roberto Firmino from that side in that final. You played yourself.
I didn't understand, yo. Again, those tactics we were talking about just as the game. They played themselves, and unfortunately Neymar was in tears yet again, and then sort of forgot that he was in tears and went to congratulate his friend, which was such a good gesture for just football in general, because he too knew what that meant for Lionel Messi to get that cup. That is the Copa America in a nutshell. Copa America 2021 final, Argentina winning 1-0 against Brazil. And now we're bringing it a little bit closer to home. Just to wrap Touchline up this evening, we're talking about the CAF Champions League final that is coming up this weekend. We know that Kaizer Chiefs are into their first ever final, as well as Al Ahly, who are 9-time champions of this very competition. Pitso Mosimane has always never really beaten the likes of Kaizer Chiefs, but now I think he has a better team. Dweezy, how do you see this one panning out this weekend?
Listen, I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan. I'm a Kusi for life, but they stand no chance against Al Ahly. After watching them barely break into the top 8 this season, barely break into the top 8 of the PSL this season, I think it's an uphill battle for them. I think the funny thing with the CAF Champions League, it's all about politics. It's about it's really about politics. You're winning semifinals if you're playing in the right country at the right time, or if the right players are available at the right time, because there's always politics that are involved with that. Like CAF's a mess at the moment. Like the CAF Champions League's been a mess for a few years now. And it's surprising because we saw Orlando Pirates even reach finals and all that kind of stuff with their controversies. Kaizer Chiefs has done it as well. Chiefs against an Al Ahly side, Pitso Mosimane firstly is brilliant. But secondly, that team's brilliant. And Chiefs are essentially Portsmouth walking into that final against Arsenal, hoping for what Arsenal did back then. Like, remember, Portsmouth beat Arsenal in the FA Cup final, but it's not going to happen for Chiefs this time. They don't have the team for it.
Send your location. I want to play it. Send your location.
Koki, do you share the same sentiments? I mean, this final is happening on the 17th of July in Casablanca, Morocco. Do you think Kaizer Chiefs stands a chance?
No. I agree with Beezy. And for me, it all goes down to, so sure, like Al Ahly has talent, right? But I think it goes down to coaching, and they just have a better coach.
Experience. Yeah, experience.
They just have a better manager. And honestly, shout out to Kaizer Chiefs for making it to the finals, I guess. But like, there's absolutely no chance. I don't see Kaizer Chiefs winning by chance. It would be so weird.
Vince, you shake your head. Like, we want Kaizer Chiefs to win. Like, I genuinely, I hope they do. But
let's be honest.
Who's Arsenal in the situation? Is Arsenal Kaizer Chiefs?
No, Arsenal, I'm saying Kaizer Chiefs thinks it's going to go the same way that Portsmouth-Arsenal game went. Arsenal is ugly. They think that they get pull that one.
But who's Arsenal in this situation? Who's Arsenal in this situation, Mr. Lawyer? Because we need to support the other team. Arsenal must lose. Okay, carry on.
Okay, those are the thoughts here on Touchline regarding that CAF Champions League final. Do remember that Pitso Mosimane loves the Club World Cup and he wants to be there. So he's going to ensure that he's in Japan for that game in December.
Yeah.
So that is the final Champions League, Al Ahly versus Kaizer Chiefs in Casablanca, Morocco, this coming weekend on Saturday. We'll see who is the winner and who will take all of it. To wrap up Touchline tonight, I don't know whether there's been any transfers that we can talk about. I mean, Sergio Ramos, I know, has now signed for PSG after being with Real Madrid for 16 years. Now imagine that team. And as well, Duizi was also mentioning how they will have a new goalkeeper in Gianluigi Donnarumma. That team has been ensembled. Whether they're going to win the Champions League, because we all know that is exactly what they are trying to go for. Vince, do you think they have a chance this time?
I think it's a matter of the personnel that stays. I know there are too many conversations that are being had right now about that guy who's on the cover of 2022, Kylian Mbappe.
2 years in a row.
Where he's going to be. We don't know where he's going to be at Parc des Princes next season playing for PSG. But we hope that he's there because Neymar has put down a good deal now, another 4 years there. Now we've got Sergio Ramos coming in. Now we've got Gianluigi Donnarumma coming in. We've got the leadership. We've got that spine. So please, PSG, just bring it home. But obviously, we'll be supporting Pep Guardiola and friends if they get there. But other than that,
if they do,
our secondary team can always be PSG. So yeah, I see teams like I see the minnow clubs. You know, the mid-table teams like Arsenal also trying to make a couple of moves over there in the transfer window, but they also buy of non-importance that we don't need to talk about on Touchline. So yeah.
I'm surprised you brought them back because as far as I know, you are on the Manchester side. You're this blue. But you know, are you back to Arsenal?
I just told you that Koki and I support Pep Guardiola and friends. I don't know why that's confusing. That's the only time Koki and I will ever be on the same side.
We get along.
Obviously on Touchline, we were on the same side in terms of the screen. But other than that, no, Manchester City next season, we give another go, but let's see who we're going to get in the window this season.
Okay, Koki, I actually want to come to you with regards to those signings for Manchester City because we all know that they are hunting for a striker. But as Pep Guardiola usually does, he says that they won't be getting any strikers because of the market and the prices and they can't afford one.
Well, there's a free agent who's so good, who just won an international trophy, and I really want him there.
Messi's not coming to the Premier League. We know that.
Yeah,
guys, listen to my theory and my cry, right? Pep loves this false nine. Guys, can you imagine watching Kevin De Bruyne feeding Messi every single week? Can you imagine Messi playing under Pep, that false nine, every single week?
I think we might have to imagine it because I don't see it happening.
So right now,
guys,
why is it not happening? Why do you guys not see it happening?
So because the clubs are circling around Antoine Griezmann. The clubs are circling around Antoine Griezmann at the moment. He's the one at the top of the lips right now for people to offload. So Barcelona is looking to
of the money.
Have a wage because they need to sign. They need to keep Messi on. So Man City is now
and the league now is backing Barca.
Chelsea has to lurk around Antoine Griezmann as well because the sporting director at Dortmund has laughed off any kind of bid coming in for Erling Haaland. We've just also seen that Barcelona need to do something drastic in this transfer window because Oarabile Diphoko, like Chad was even saying, he's just signed for Atletico Madrid. So that Atletico Madrid side's just getting stronger. They just won La Liga.
Yeah.
We're looking at Saul Niguez not getting any closer to that Liverpool job, that Liverpool signing. And Real Madrid are possibly losing Rafael Varane to Manchester United. Now everyone's frantic, but Messi is not coming to the Premier League because they're willing to sell off that entire Barcelona side before losing Messi.
Just to keep
that's right. And now La Liga is actually backing Barca. They're actually willing to help Barca to keep Messi. So
because of the revenue that
it's not going to happen.
Obviously
we know that. But
also in the very same breath, I also feel like Messi is more in. I want to say he wants to stay now because I feel like because that weight is off his shoulders in terms of the international trophy that you guys are also faffing about. Now that
you guys,
is back, so he has very little to go and prove again in a sense. Because I always felt
that
that move would happen if he felt like he needed to go and prove something again. But now he's got that monkey off his back. So I expect Messi to go and do what Messi does, and that
and you're right. And for me, the fact that Aguero signed, I guess, I don't know what it is because apparently he's not on the roster. But anyways, so the fact that Aguero signed with Barca, I don't think he didn't have that chat with Messi. You know what I mean? He probably had this conversation with Messi like, yo, listen, I don't mind playing with you. You know what I mean? I
don't want to make money. That's what they want to do. They want to go eat the money there at Barcelona, and they're going to eat the money while they're playing with 16-year-olds in their midfield because they had to sell everyone off to afford the money. And that's just what Barcelona are going to suffer for the next 3 seasons because they can't get their finances right. And eventually you're going to have to sell Messi off to the MLS or to one of the clubs in Qatar so he can go play there with Xavi and Iniesta and they can get back to finance.
Dare we remember as well that Manchester City have submitted £100 million bid for Harry Kane. So I don't know why everybody's forgetting like that boys and bringing the juice, guys. Okay.
Yeah, but you also have to get to the most reluctant transfer board in the Premier League is well known to be to Tottenham's. The likelihood of them approving a transfer and rather having Harry Kane stay there for 2 seasons, leave on a free transfer and frustrate them is that Tottenham transfer board. Yeah. So
And Bile, back to your question, like who do I see in City, like maybe a new signing? I think Harry Kane, false nine, he played it very well. We've seen it in England. Mourinho played it very well with him as well. And, even Griezmann. So Griezmann plays the false nine very well in France. And I would love to see him under Pep. So I think the replacement for Aguero could... I think he does. He won a World Cup. He won a World Cup playing for.
I mean, the World Cup that they won, that was Giroud in that number 9 role.
Oh, hectic! It was. Yeah, you're right. You're actually right. It was Giroud.
The thing about that number 9 role with Giroud was the fact that he had no shots on target, he had no goals, and he can honestly claim that
that was his role, though.
But I think the transfer market's only going to start heating up now. I genuinely think that now that all the international tournaments are done, give the players a week-long holiday or 2 weeks of holiday, and then you're going to start seeing Fabrizio Romano saying, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. That is totally true. And with Dweezy, what he just said, the transfer market is gonna be heating up because now everybody can now think straight. They've been on holiday. They can now make all those decisions without any pressure, fear, or favors from anyone. And that is how we're gonna be wrapping up the touchline here tonight. Thank you so much, Vince __92 at Goki K, as well as Dweezy Original. I look forward to our next conversation. From my side, Oarabile, and the rest of the touchline team. Please do follow us on social media as Touchline SA on Insta as well as Twitter. Until next time, we're out.